Welcome back. Let's get into section 10.5 where you put all the things together. So you have prepared, you did the homework, you made a presentation, you dressed properly, you did all your homework and you went there, you checked everything and you made a presentation, you asked the right kind of questions. Now ultimately, what are the key things that you have to remember at the time of presentation? First step according to the book is you have to build a rapport. You have to develop a relationship with the customer, okay? And I am quickly going through this, but quite a few things are given here in the book for you to read and understand, how these things can make a real big implication for you while you are selling. So build rapport. What are the different things you can do? And many things that we have talked about in earlier in terms of developing a relationship so that you can build a partnership. All of them are given here, okay? So that's one important thing. Step number 2 is make a general benefit statement. That is, overall, by working with your company, what are the important things that they can accomplish? That is what we call a general benefit statement. So let's go ahead and type here, make a general benefit statement. And then also sometimes, people need to be specifically pointed to what are the specific benefits that they will get by working with you, and those kind of things are also important. So general benefit and specific benefit statement. You made a presentation, and that's where these persuasive and effective communication techniques can be very helpful. And I have given a whole bunch of videos that you can watch, and I encourage you to watch, because only by watching, only by thinking about it, you will become a much more effective salesperson. And once you have made the presentation, surely you will have some questions and you have to negotiate them, which is what the next chapter is all about. But you should be thinking about how to close, and recap is essentially closing the presentation, and recapping is summarizing whatever you have done so far, okay? So these are all the things that you have to remember when it comes to making your presentation. And I have also given more video links, especially grit. Grit is the resilience with which you can come back, and you will be meeting with, say, 10 customers. Are all the 10 customers going to buy? If all the 10 buys, that's well and good. All the 10 buy, then that's well and good. But if only 5 of them buy, it's not still bad. But if only 1 buy, then it's all, it's not, that's great. And if you have to talk to 100 people to sell 1, that's not so good. And when you are selling only 1 in 100, then you will feel very disappointed. So you have to have that grit, the ability to come back from difficult situations. That's very, very important for salespeople, that you need to have. And you will understand the importance of it as you really become a salesperson and do that. And there are also quite a few suggestions for salespeople during the presentations or during the whole sales process, and all of them are linked here, okay? And also there is another nice, interesting presentation. For instance, this video clip, let me click open that. It says that there are 8 different types of salespeople. And if you watch this, you will understand that not all the 8 types are successful. 3 of the types are very successful, whereas the remaining may not be that much successful.
And just
so what are
out of every
the things that
250
make you
salespeople
successful?
exceed their
That
targets.
is something that you need to
What they don't know
ask
is why.
yourself. So here is the
Lynette
video.
Riles and Ian Davies observed hundreds of live sales meetings in search of the solution. They rated salespeople on their ability to secure next steps, close to the next stage of a deal, or make a sale. Patterns began to emerge in the deployment of certain skills, and the result is 8 sales archetypes. Unfortunately, only 3 of them are consistently effective, accounting for 37% of all salespeople. Out of the 23 sales skills tested, only 7 had a significant impact on success. The most effective salespeople, only 9%, are so skilled and well-rounded in all 7 areas that Riles and Davies called them experts. Another 13% are called closers. Their smooth-talking style often lands big deals, but can also be off-putting to customers. 15% fall into the category of consultants, showing good listening and problem-solving skills, but not quite pushing sales to their full potential. And then there's the other 63%, the sales archetypes who are much less effective. Storytellers are customer-focused and love case studies, but tend to talk your ear off. This tendency can be balanced out by always having a focused meeting agenda. Focusers know the products and features down to the tiniest detail, but lack people skills to really hear customer needs. They need to work on their listening skills so they can tailor their pitch to each customer. Narrators are well informed, but hate straying from their prepared scripts. They rely heavily on marketing materials and come up short when asked challenging questions. They need practice improvising. Aggressors are all about price negotiations. They do their prep work, but their approach is overly combative. They need to become more self-aware so they don't alienate the people they're trying to sell to. Finally, socializers make friends instead of deals. They need guidance on how to transition from chit-chat into sales mode. If sales managers can identify these strengths and weaknesses in their salespeople and encourage their experts to mentor the others, maybe more meetings will result in new deals.
Okay, so there it was. It's a very useful, interesting thing that I want you to think about it. So if you are becoming a salesperson, ask yourself, how much of storytelling capabilities do you have? Will you be able to rise to the challenge? Meeting preparation, do you put in enough time and effort to make a very good presentation? Customer interaction and company presentation, are you able to pull together very good material so that you can make a positive impression? Presentation and rapport, are you able to talk to them and develop a long-term professional relationship? And what is your sales pitch? Ask yourself whether you are very good in these, that means you are well and good, you are the best salesperson anybody can have, or if you have no idea about that, maybe it is time for you to think about it. So you have to seriously think about it so that you can become a very good salesperson. As the video said, the experts, they close a lot more deals. The closers, obviously, they are also able to bring in more sales revenue into the company. Consultants, they kind of ask, oh, what are the type of issues you have, and they are trying to address them. Whereas there are some other type of salespeople, storytellers. Telling stories are good, but you don't want to be telling stories all the time because that takes away the emphasis of what you are trying to do. Focusers that focus on key components, and they don't want to be adaptive to the new situation. That is where the video said you have to improvise. Narrators, you are just kind of going through one through another. Aggressor, who focused on prices. Our socializers are all about relationships. They are not about closing. So you don't want to be one of the bad types or not so good types. You have to start closing, and you have to develop your expertise and have a consultative or adaptive sales techniques. Okay. Now, one of the important things you have to recognize about sales presentation is, if you are successful, they will ask for a proposal. So what is a proposal? A proposal is a document that proposes, obviously, the specific terms of the sale. Now, what are the terms? Essentially, what are the prices at which you will sell your product or service? What is the delivery time frame? In how many months or weeks you can get going, and the scope of the products and services you are offering. Okay, and you need to learn how to create this proposal. And if you are working for a company, that company will have their own templates of presenting it. And sometimes the company templates may not be useful because the customer has their own requirements. So you have to modify it according to the needs of the customer. And you have to know what else you need so that you can customize the presentation. You cannot just go and do it on your own, whereas your manager may not approve it. So you need to also develop the teamwork capabilities, and you need to problem solve it together with your team so that you can come up with an interesting proposal. So these are all the things that I would like you to think about when it comes to section number 5. You put all the things together so that you become an effective presenter. I will see you in the next video clip where we will talk about what are the things you can do to be selling yourself in an interview situation. Now, if you think about interviews, they are nothing but presentations. You are presenting yourself, you are presenting your knowledge to the interviewers. So there are also a few bunch of useful tips that you can learn, which we are going to do soon.